a couple of times I've been performing for royalty in Denmark.
Yes.
We have a crown prince and crown princess. And I, of course, take off my shorts, my bathing trunks, and swing them out of the balloon, and then I drop them accidentally. They're lying right there on the floor, right in front of her, crown princess.
Yes.
And I usually indicate that I need them back because there's loud music, and I mimic that, hey, bring my trunks back. And
yes.
People are looking at the trunks, looking at me, looking at the princess, and nobody dares move.
Alrighty, how's it going? This is Big Ben, and this is part 2 of my interview with Lars from Denmark. Part 1 was episode 113, and that was all about unicycling. Well, this is part 2, and it's all about his amazing work with balloons. We talk a lot about the Giant Balloon Act, and also about balloon twisting. He's even got a special, well, he really knows what he's talking about balloons and the balloon business, and he's actually offering an opportunity to have a balloon franchise for anybody's listening overseas, so take note of that. Alright, let's go and talk to Lars after a word from our sponsors, that is. I love juggling, and the best place to buy all things juggling related is oddballs.co.uk. That's oddballs.co.uk. I have been going to their shop since the 1980s, and now you can go there online as well. The staff at Oddballs really know what they're talking about. Will the juggling axe, a fire torch and a juggling club work while I balance on a roller bowler? Yes, says the staff at Oddballs, because they've actually tried it. True story. They also sell bubble equipment, yo-yos, lassos, stilts, diablos, roller bowlers, etc., etc. The list goes on and on and on. So, visit oddballs.co.uk right now and get yourself some juggling equipment. I did back in 1988 and built a whole career out of it. The links and contact details for Oddballs are all in this episode's description. Alright, let's go and talk to a very special guest. It's Lars, and it's an amazing giant balloon.
And before I went on that trip, the year before, an American performer called Cha-Cha, he had been performing in Denmark for 10 years and performing with this big balloon act.
Yes.
So when he wanted to leave Denmark because of the horrendous tax system we have, you pay more than 50% in taxes,
Wow.
and he wanted to go back to the US. But before he went on a big balloon convention in Denmark, he taught me how to go into the balloon.
Right. Yes.
And I'm just looking if I have the picture here. No, but because I have a picture of me inside a balloon in '97, and that was terrible trying to get into that balloon. But after that, I worked on it and I learned how to do it, and that was also the act. Sorry. After I learned how to get into the balloon there, I worked a lot on it to be good at it. And this was the act I did with Pelle in the Caribbean. No, not Caribbean, so the Canary Islands.
Yes.
And after that, I had so much routine in it, so it became a set part of my show.
Yes.
After that.
Wow.
And has been ever since. So I've been performing with the big balloon on stage since '98.
Gosh, that's a long time.
And the big balloon act is where I blow up a balloon, so it's about 1.5 meters
Yes.
in diameter, and I go inside it and jump around and do crazy stuff, and it looks totally insane.
Yes. Well, let's jump in for a second. I love the Great Balloon, the Giant Balloon Act. It's a really amazing thing that you do, and you're using. Often you use a solid coloured balloon, so I guess you can't really see outside, right?
You can't see me inside it, and I can't see out.
Yeah.
No.
So do you ever kind of get lost where you are, where the audience is?
In the beginning, it was an issue, yes, and I had several tricks to not get lost. Well, one of them was when I was performing on stage. I always had I was memorizing how the lighting was, so I could see if it was facing big light.
Yes.
I was facing the audience, so that's always a good hint.
Yeah.
And I also, in the beginning, I was performing. I always been performing on a carpet, because if you do it on the floor, the balloon pops, and that's kind of an abrupt ending of your show. It's not always good, but on a carpet. And in the beginning, I used a round carpet because then it didn't matter how I put it out. I always had the same diameter, and I do a what do you call that? A roll.
Yes, a roll.
I put my head on the ground and roll and get up again. And that looks so weird, and with the balloon moving like that. And it's so the carpet has to have a certain size. But now I use smaller carpets and square. It's a little easier to travel with. And in the beginning, I also had a big circle in the middle of the carpet. So I knew when I could see that, when I was standing on it, I knew I was in the center of the carpet.
That's right, because you can see the hole. You can put the balloon's hole can go down.
No, I can see through the balloon when I'm standing on it. When I'm standing on something.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice little trick, but I don't use that anymore. I don't need to. I know where I am on the carpet.
Now, if you've been doing this since 1998, you must be a bit of an expert on the giant balloon act.
I would guess so, yeah. I've been doing it more than 100 times a year for many years, and yeah.
So, how often can you reuse a giant balloon, or do you only use it one time?
I only use it one time.
Wow, that's quite expensive.
It is expensive, yes, I know, but I hate when it pops in the middle of the show.
Right.
Because I have a set point in my show where if I get to that, if it pops before that, I re-inflate. I take another balloon and I inflate it and do the show over again.
Yes.
Does it pop after that? It's I try to act like it was on purpose.
Right.
So well, it's so that I hate standing on stage and re-blowing the balloon, because it takes a minute and a half.
Yes.
And I got nothing to do.
Yes.
It's a horrible time on stage doing nothing, just waiting for this to blow up. Before that, I have the audience helping me in a lot of jokes and so on. So far, because it happens so rarely, I have not come up with jokes for me standing there waiting.
Oh, I have one joke I can use in this situation. It goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, you are so lucky. At no extra cost to yourselves, my show will be extended by approximately 90 seconds while I inflate a second balloon. Alright, let's get back to Lars.
I have not come up with jokes for me standing there waiting. I must be too lazy for doing this to making into a great act, but it also encouraged me not to make it happen. And it happens 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100 shows maybe.
Okay, so you use the balloon just one time. It is more expensive, but it does mean that almost all the shows the balloon won't pop.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
So I've been looking at the numbers, and to me it makes sense to have that extra expense.
Wow. And so, do you have a favorite brand that you use? Is there, if someone's listening and they want to buy this particular kind of balloon online?
The Qualitex one is very good because it has such a big opening.
Right.
There are Prestige balloons also did a very good balloon. It was so strong, and I must say in the beginning I did reuse them.
Mm,
I threw them in the dryer to make them reusable because the heat and the tumbling make them shrink to normal size again.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
That's a good trick.
Yeah, that's interesting for someone who wants to start and doesn't want to waste a lot of money, wants to save some money.
Yeah.
You can put it in a dryer.
With the Prestige balloon, I managed to do the trick 8 times on one balloon.
Wow. I'm clapping.
Yeah, I mean they are also very expensive, but yeah. So that was an incentive. But when you're practicing, of course you can reuse them and all that. It works perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. Now your balloon act is wonderful. You've got music playing, and you're very fast. It's gag after gag after gag. The leg sticks out. Yep. You can do the head can come out. The head can go back in. You can roll over. It looks like you're doing a handstand with your legs coming out at the start, upside down.
Yes.
I was watching. What did I see? Oh, I've got my notes. I've got my notes here. You do it like a tortoise shape. You're almost like a tortoise. Is that right?
Yes, I do. And there's a fun story about that one.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the fun story about me doing the tortoise pose in the balloon, because I can't remember when, but I was performing at a clown festival, international clown festival in Denmark.
Yeah.
That was run in a big amusement park in Denmark,
mm-hmm.
and they had a new PR lady running all the advertisements and so on. And she took a couple of pictures of me doing my act and put it in the papers. And I believe she sent it to Reuters, whatever they do with the news and so on, because It was such a crazy story.
Yeah.
And I showed up in every newspaper in the world. Wow. Almost. Wow. It was crazy. I had friends from way out in the mountains in the US who sent me a clipping and said, "Hey, I saw you in the paper." And I had guys from Hong Kong saying, "Hey, I saw you in the paper." Wow. And from Australia, friends there that say, "Hey, you in my paper, Lars. What are you doing here?" And it was so weird. All over the world, I was in the newspaper.
Wow.
And that was why I came to Hong Kong to perform, because they had seen me in their local paper and contacted me through my name, which was in the paper, and said, "Hey, come and perform in this mall in Hong Kong."
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Actually, I made it into Ripley's Believe It or Not from that episode as well.
Gosh.
So there, if you look at that book, there it is. I have
He's getting a book from his bookshelves.
Yep, there's a 2-page of me in this big book, double-sided of me doing the Crazy Balloon Act.
Is this the Ripley's book?
This is the Ripley's green.
That's amazing.
That was...
What a fantastic piece of marketing, which you didn't have to pay for.
Yes, I would love to be able to redo that, but I don't think that's anytime soon that you can get.
It was just luck, right? Just lucky.
It was plain luck and a very good PR guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And you were telling me about the tortoise shape balloon.
Yeah, and that was the act, the picture that went around the world.
Ah.
Me inside the balloon in the tortoise pose.
So basically, your head is poking out of the balloon, and you're on all fours with your hands and your feet sticking out to look a bit like tortoise legs. Yeah, it's wonderful. Did you?
Yes.
Now, the balloon act obviously has been done by other people. I'm not sure. Do you know whoever did it first?
No, I'm not that good with circus history. But I was told, there was a French guy who many years ago did a balloon act where he also got a small bicycle into the balloon and rode around in.
Gosh.
And he should have been the first one. I don't know, and I do not say I'm the first by far.
But
I'm
sure your act has many unique elements, definitely in at least the style, but there are also some other moves, some of the things that you've invented yourself.
Yeah, a lot of them. But I can't remember what is done by me or not. But
Sure, I understand. It's like getting on a giraffe unicycle. You can't really remember. So many people have done the giraffe unicycle. It's hard to remember.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I look back on me doing the giraffe unicycle now for 30 years, and I can't remember which jokes I came up with myself, and which jokes when I was 18 years old I saw a busker do and thought, oh, I'll do that.
No.
So I've got no way of knowing now. No way of knowing.
No. In this act, when I do the big balloon, I, of course, take off my shorts, my bathing trunks, and swing them out of the balloon, and then I drop them accidentally. Well, it's funny. It's on every show I accidentally drop them, but nevertheless, usually some kids from the audience or adults come grab the shorts and bring them back to me, so I can try to get them on, and you can't get them over the balloon, so I'm kind of stuck there. And so,
so funny.
A couple of times I've been performing for royalty in Denmark.
Yes.
We have a crown prince and crown princess in Denmark of the monarchy, and once I was performing for the crown princess at a kind of a small event. It was in a tent, and there was maybe 150 people sitting on rows in this tent.
Yeah.
And she was, of course, on the front row.
Yeah.
And I dropped my swimming trunks and popped the head out and looked for them, and they're lying right there on the floor, right in front of her.
Yes.
And I usually indicate that I need them back because there's loud music, and I mimic that, hey, bring them my trunks back. And people are looking at the trunks, looking at me, looking at the princess, and nobody dares move because they don't want to embarrass themselves in front of the princess and bring notice. So it takes ages. I'm looking there, hey, help me, guys. And then the princess gets up, takes my shorts and bring them to me on stage.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's classic.
It was the best feeling ever because, I mean, I know she went out of her comfort zone and knew that, well, she had to do something to get the show going. So that was really great.
Oh, fantastic.
This newspaper article that went around the world with me also got me to Dubai. I was performing in luckily in a mall in Dubai because it was in the summertime. It was 50 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah. That's halfway to water's boiling point.
Yes.
So it was quite hot outside. So, but in the mall it was great. It was cool and cold and so. But in Dubai, I'm not allowed to strip and get into my swimming trunks to get inside the balloon.
Of course, because it's just too rude for that culture.
Well, yeah, being half naked and in the public and with all the girls seeing you. Oh, no, that was a no-go. So I had to do it with my clothes on, my costume. And I really worked hard to find some material that the rubber could slide on.
Yes. But
not possible. I couldn't find anything. So I used a bigger balloon with big opening, and I had my costume on, but I removed the suspenders, my hat, the butterfly, my shoes. So, of course, made it easier, but it was such a pain to get into the balloon. It was so hard, and it popped so often. That was bad. So I'm not going back to Dubai with that trick.
Yeah, you wouldn't know until you go there. The problem.
No. Once this was actually.
No, carry on.
This was this was even earlier. This was back in 2001. I was performing in a very big Danish circus called Circus Nemo, which is kind
I've
of
seen it. Yes, I've seen you in it. Only on and videos.
On my unicycle and my big balloon, but it's kind of an anti-circus. It's more like stand-up comedy for adults, where the guy who runs the circus, he does stupid stuff. He does stuff where he presented like a big circus act, but he does maybe nothing. I mean,
yes.
But it's so funny. He's such a good comedian and a clown. So I was performing there, and this act, we modified my show a little bit for this show, and I have live musicians that made sounds to my show, my act, and it was fantastic. But I was invited to China to a big clown festival. They did, what was it? Comic Arts Festival was it called. It was run in Tianjin, which is a very big city, some way from Beijing. And they had this competition. They had invited clowns from all over the world. Those from Korea, from South America, from the US, from all over Europe, and so on. It was fantastic. Yeah. Getting to know all these international performers. We were there for a week together and did stuff together, and we're in the Chinese Wall and so on. It was fantastic. And then there was this big competition and a big show, televised for the whole country and so on. And it's the first time I performed for 5,000 people live. And I do, as you say, a handstand inside my balloon, where my legs sticking out of the balloon, and my legs, they were wobbly and shaking. I was so nervous. It was insane. It's very rare that I'm nervous now when I'm performing, but that show, that trick, and something. Yeah. And it was very interesting, and I got a second place in this entire show, and got a big silver clown as a trophy, and it was fantastic. The winner was this French guy doing an ostrich with his body. He has kind of a feather body where he puts his body inside, and he uses his hand as the head of the ostrich, pointing up behind him, and
he
fantastic.
He turned his body into an ostrich. I think
he was the winner. It was really good. But Chinese people, they have a very proud and long circus tradition. Yes. But they do not do clowning.
No.
Have you ever seen a Chinese clowning act?
No, it's not so big. It's not such a
No, they do skills.
Yes.
And they are amazing at skills. No doubt about it. And I believe this was their way of trying to get into clowning in the circus world. Right. Because now they had so many clowns together, and they could see the different ways of doing clowning. And there were some really weird clowns doing some really weird stuff, and some very brilliant ones. But I was the only one who made the audience laugh.
Oh.
My act with the balloon really triggered something in the Chinese, and they couldn't believe what was happening. This balloon jumping around, bouncing and everything. And they were flat on the ground laughing.
Oh, isn't that great?
It was great, but all the other performers, that was excellent, really good shows. They made them clap. They were clapping. And it was really weird, but funny.
You were just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
They couldn't believe how I transformed my body. Yeah, it was fun.
And also very visual. They don't need to understand any language.
No.
It's such a visual act. Yes, of course.
It is.
It's going to work for an audience like
that. Yeah.
Wow.
And this convention here, we had the TV crews. They were running around backstage as well, interviewing everybody, and asking, "Oh, so you do the balloon act? Okay, how do you do it?" I put my head in the balloon and I go inside it, and Yeah. But how do you do it? How do you get the head inside it? Okay, and where do you buy your balloons? And how do you do it? And how did you learn it? And how? I have no doubt this was made to learn as much as possible from the clowns to copy their tricks. It was funny.
I'm sure,
it was great.
I'm sure there's probably thousands of Chinese clowns doing the giant balloon act now all over China because of you.
Not on my account. I told them many crazy stories on how to get inside it, and don't do whatever I told them there.
Oh, that's great. That's really cool. Thanks, Lars. Let's talk about microphones and whether to talk in your show or whether to be purely visual. Let's go and talk to Lars.
I only have music for the big balloon act. I always talk the rest of the time. And I remember I did a show in a big gym hall.
Yeah.
It was huge. I think it was 500 people, and people were sitting eating and so on. And the day after, I couldn't talk because I've been talking so loud for this half an hour, 45 minutes I did in my show. And after that, I said, okay, I do need a headset. I need a microphone. So I found a system with a wireless headset. And right now I'm using the Samsung Air. What is it called?
Don't worry, we can put it in the notes. It's the Samsung Airline microphone. Notes will be in the description.
It's a headset where you have the electronics in your back, in the back of your head. So it's on the wire. Everything is on there. So there's no wire to a transmitter in your pocket or anything. So that is excellent, and it goes to a receiver that I put into my speaker. And I always for every show, even if it's 50 people, I use my speaker. Because I can whisper and they can still hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I love working with my voice in my show, so I can shout and I can whisper, and the volume is pretty much the same coming out of the speaker.
Oh, wow.
And that fact that you can whisper and talk very confidential with the guy who is helping you on stage, and everybody can hear it.
That's lovely.
That I mean, it gives you some options that are fantastic for jokes. It makes it so much more professional. I love it. Yeah, because I saw that from another performer and said, wow, I need that, because before that I had a build pack or such a receiver that I put in my back pocket, and when I was stripping and getting into my bathing suit, I had to remove it and put it in the lining of my bathing suits, and it wasn't working very well. But now I only have this headset and everything is there. It's great.
That's a great one. For me, my issue was when I was a teenager and I started doing my very first shows. Of course, I didn't have any sound system or any music, so I talked. And then, but when I moved to Singapore when I was about 22, and I got my first actual paid shows, I was a small part of a big review, and it was all done to music. So my very first paid work was a 5-minute unicycle act followed by a 5-minute cigar box act followed by a 5-minute or 3-minute devil stick act, and I was dressed as Charlie Chaplin, and it was done to music. And of course Charlie Chaplin doesn't talk anyway, and I was juggling to music. So as I became professional, I got used to this style of working to music. And so when I do a stage show, the first 10 minutes are sort of choreographed to music. The next 10 minutes I'd talk with a volunteer, and the final 5-10 minutes I'd play some music and get on my giraffe unicycle or do a big trick to finish the show. But I realised that it was always something I wanted to. It was always a weakness that I couldn't do a whole 30-minute show just talking. So during this coronavirus break, I had so much free time. So I've got a whole 30-minute shows just talking now. So I'm looking forward to
that's great.
doing that.
But it's a very good ability to be able to perform without talking. That's my limitation. I talk too much.
Yes, you need to have both. I think you need to have all the skills.
Because I've mainly been performing in Denmark, of course, and at corporate events and so on. But I perform in Danish.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes I have international audience, and when I perform abroad, I have to do it in English.
Yes.
And I'm not used to having all my jokes in English and all my talk. Of course, it's getting easier and easier, but still, I'm used to doing everything in Danish. And it's not everywhere where you perform that people speak English.
That's
in
true.
Dubai and in Hong Kong,
it's
English is not the primary language as in Denmark.
Yeah.
So being able to perform without language is a good thing if you want to.
Yeah, I think you have to try, and if you've got the time. The trouble is, once you're professional, you don't necessarily have the time to work on a whole new show, and also you don't have the opportunity to do it because the client's going to want your best show, which is the one that you've been doing for 20 years. So sometimes it's quite hard to bring in something new. You just have to kind of squeeze a little bit into the show and slowly make it longer and longer, I guess. Yeah, it's not easy sometimes.
And it's the best way of practicing stuff is to bring it into your show.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's where you can test it with the audience and so on. You can, of course, practice at home, but the real test is when you bring it into your show. And as you say, do it in small intervals and just take a little act and see, does it work?
Yeah. And just if it works, you can make it a bit longer the next time. Yeah, that's the best way, I think. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Now, I've got something interesting I've noticed. I've been doing this podcast for a few years now, and every now and then I interview a unicyclist, and you'd be surprised how many people started off unicycling and then ended up doing balloons a lot. And that's you as well. I'm not joking. There's quite a lot of unicyclists who've then gone on to be balloonists. So how did you get into balloons? And you're really good at them.
Thank you. That was at the time when I wanted to learn everything that was possible in the circus world. So I was at a Danish juggling convention in 90.
Okay.
Or 89.
Okay.
It was way back.
Yeah, way back.
And it was the year the 260 balloons, the long skinny ones for balloon animals.
Yes.
Qualitex came out with these balloons, and there was a guy who had just seen them on a juggling convention in England and had brought a box of them to Denmark, and he had a workshop in this. And I thought, wow, the greatest thing ever after unicycle. And back then we had no pumps.
Oh no!
So if you wanted to do balloons, you had to blow them up by mouth. So that was the first part of the workshop, how to blow up a balloon. And I managed, and I did a lot of balloon animals. And the next day I couldn't whistle because my lips had swollen up so much from all that pressure and tension of blowing up the balloons. That was great fun. And I became good at it very fast, and very soon I started doing balloons for the kids after I've been performing. And there was an extra add-on I could sell to my customers, so I could raise my wage a bit again, and that was great fun.
Yeah.
So I've been doing balloon animals since beginning of the 90s. That's 30 years or more. And about 10 years ago, I had so much work, and I couldn't do all my jobs I was asked to do in performing.
That's a nice problem to have.
It was excellent, and I was performing 3-4 times a weekend, every weekend.
Yeah.
And it was getting too much. So I thought, why not get somebody to do some of the easier things I do, which were balloon animals.
Yeah.
So I tested tested with 3 guys. I taught how to do balloons, and started hire them out.
Yes.
And the first half year, they got quite a few jobs. So I thought, let's do this. So I started up with teaching 16 people how to do balloons, and I had set up my costume, and I had a website for that, and I started hiring them out.
Yes.
And they did great, and within the year was out, we had 32 people that did not do balloons before.
Yes.
So it was mainly students I taught and sent out like that. And I've been doing that ever since.
Wow.
Now I have 45 people all over the country. And very fast I realized that I was doing the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
With the jobs, with the administration and everything.
Yes.
So I started developing a booking system.
Okay.
There are many programs out there in the world that can do many things, but they couldn't do all the things I needed it to do. Where a customer could make a request themselves, and it could send SMS, a text to my employees, and they could answer by SMS and so on. And so within a year, I have this program developed, and it saves me approximately 2 hours of administration per job.
Brilliant.
And last year I had 900 requests over the year. So that was 1,800 hours of work this program saved me.
That's fantastic. This program, is it available for the general public, or is it something that you've just made for yourself?
It's something I have made for myself, and it's been developing for 8 years now, and I still do changes on it, and it does more and more and more for me. So the customer does not know it's not a person who is interacting with them. It's so automated and with so high customer service that they think it's a human being they're interacting with.
That's fantastic. Wow.
It is, and it has enabled me to do other things in the meantime. So because this program pretty much run my entire corporation.
Wow.
It runs everything. I need to find new employees. I need to teach them, and I need to answer emails and make sure that people reply on the jobs. But that's about it. I can work 1 hour a day. And I have a full-time income on this.
That's fantastic. That is so cool.
Thank you very much. Wow. I think so too, and I'm so happy about it. And I've been working, and now comes a little commercial or whatever. I've been looking at partners to expand this to other parts of the world, because I'm looking for somebody who will work with me in a collaboration where I provide all my knowledge, all my teachings. I have a balloon school. I have videos for teaching the balloon tricks and so on. All that is done. And I have the program. Yeah. We can set it up for another country, in another language, and it could be run easily.
So are you saying if someone's listening to this podcast, they can get in touch with you in a country, and they could...
Yes, definitely.
They could.
Well, I'm looking for people to work with who is interested in expanding their business, and we could make an exclusive arrangement in your country.
There you go. Brilliant. What a great idea.
So it's just like unicycle.com, the franchise expanding, but with balloons expanding to the world.
There you go.
I believe there is a market. I believe we can do it in pretty much every country.
Yeah. What a great idea. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Lars, so good talking to you. So good. Alrighty. Again, thank you so much.
Great talking to you, Ben.
It's been great talking
to you.
Thank you
for inviting me.
All my best to you. Take care.
Well, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Alrighty, so that is Lars. Absolute pleasure talking to him. I'm going to try and do this without looking at my notes or writing this down properly. So here goes. Lars, wow, the Balloon Man. If you want to contact him, maybe set up a franchise. The website that's in English is unicycle.dk. If you speak Danish or you want to look at all his balloon websites, then you simply type in something like this. Ballonmand. Lars, Denmark. Lars Ballonmand Lottrop. But if you're like me, you don't speak Danish, it's probably best to go for unicycle.dk. Alright, that's Lars. Talk to you again soon. Take care. Goodbye. Goodbye! Goodbye. That doesn't sound professional. That's Lars. Thank you very much. Take care and goodbye.
I've done people shows for deaf people. Usually they have an interpreter put to sign language what I say, and that's really weird because I say my jokes and people laugh, but here they don't laugh. But 5 seconds later, they laugh.